Hello everyone, I'm Anna. I hope you're ready for Christmas. Today I have great gift ideas for your family and friends. Today we have a vintage project. I think the Christmas is the best time for vintage gifts. These things always look very cute and cozy in any modern interior. So I'm glad to introduce my assistant Sonia, and let's get started. I did the picture in Photoshop, which I will attach as usual in the description below. You can easily print it and use it in your projects. I cut it in a circle. Next step optional, but I like to add a little paint. I think it becomes brighter. The printer does not give such shades, but I really like how this picture immediately comes to life. The next step is to degrease the surface of the plate that I bought in IKEA. I degrease with a nail polish remover. The easiest way and always at hand. The next step is to coat the Mod Podge printout on the color side. And also, Mod Podge I coat the plate itself. That is, the surface to which I will stick. So the grip will be the best. By the way, this is a decoupage. I attach the file and try to use a ruler to remove excess air and excess glue. When everything is dry, I also smear the surface with Mod Podge. And you see everything is dry, and I proceed to the selection of colors. There is, you see in the picture, red shades, and turquoise, and green. I choose metallic turquoise. Later, you will notice on the result why I did it. Next step, I take plastic wrap. This will be our main decorating tool. I crumble it in my palm and get such a tool. I put paint on it, and I started with a dark turquoise paint, and with such applying movements over the entire surface, that is, I don't have to apply all the paint completely, just leave the gaps. I show you the whole process, how I make the first layer. Paint is dry, and look at this metallic effect. It's already noticeable right now. Isn't it a curious effect? The next stage, I take green paint, and I decided to take 2 paints just to add depth. Well, that's where my assistant came. She loves to smell paint like me and check the quality of work. Sometimes it can step into the paint like this and leave fingerprints. First, I took a dark green color and applied it over the entire surface with the same priming movements. Then I added a light green color, where I applied a dark green color in the same places. I added a light green paint on the top. And you can see the result. You see metallic paint shimmers, and the green regular paint gives depth. I add a red color. You remember this shade on children's shoes? I will add quite a bit in some places. next stage, I decided to add a little lighter turquoise paint, also metallic, just a little lighter. Again, the plate dried up, and you see the magic that gives us a combination of these colors of metallic and ordinary paint. So the next step is to cover the bottom of the plate with plain white paint, so that the picture does not shine through. The next stage with gold paint. Like over here, the multicolored drawing that I created, that is just on top, so that the golden color shines through in the remaining holes. And golden is color of Christmas. Okay, next step, I take the all-purpose compound and palette knife and just apply on top. Then could also be skipped. Also, it seems to me that the plate looks much more presentable and luxurious, I think, with it. Well, Sonia come again. Of course, she really wants to help, and she missed without creativity. When I apply the layer, I make such a very interesting effect. Here, I intentionally slow down the video so that you pay attention to how I make such a texture. I just apply a palette knife and a texture is created like full coats. I often use this technique in my work because it's very simple. So the next stage, after everything has dried out, I take the same golden paint with a thin brush and begin to paint on cloth, on hair and details with golden smears. That step is completely optional too. The gold just makes it look even more vintage, and this technique has often been used on vintage postcard before, and I think it adds a touch of grace. The next step, I take the golden perlen pen. It is very convenient to make semi-beads. This stage is also optional, but I decided to add it. In a circle, I make such points. It is done very easily, but it is the effect of handmade work that is noticeable. I think that technique is very interesting. You see, I have such a texture. It turned out it dried up, and I decided to simply draw it over the surface with a dry brush and gold paint. And you can see how the end result look like. And I cover everything with mud Podge. The result is ready. I got such a plate. I got a stand especially for it, and I will leave a link below. And it seems to me the decoration for any interior. And if it's packed in a beautiful box, it will be a very nice, priceless gift. Thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed, hit the like button below and subscribe.